see here, but it's very dusty. Morning, hello. Sorry, it's been a long time. We are just in the sunflower patch. We've started our sunflower event. Very exciting, start on Saturday. But yeah, sorry, it's been a little while. I don't know really why. Just got out of the sync of doing it, and then, I don't know, it's weird. You forget to film stuff, but got a lot of stuff to put in. Be a bit jumbled, but a few things that we've been getting up to over the last few weeks. But yeah, we're just here. I'll just show you, stunning morning, sun is rising. Got that sunflower patch. Sunflowers have all come out beautifully this year. The Phacelia worked well. Got a corridor of Phacelia. First day was on Saturday, went brilliantly. I'm really pleased how it went. This is just quickly, whilst we're here, this is a little bit of about showing how we plant our Jersey resorts, basically. So we lined up all the tractors. We got all the different machines on the back showing the process of what happens, basically. So you can see, first part is the rotavator, second part's the plough, then you move on to the power harrow. Then you've got, this is kind of before you use GPS, it's kind of more visual impacts. Then we've got the crawler that opens up the ridges. Then we actually plant the potatoes. Then you've got the little John Deere that closes the ridges. So it covers the ground back over. Then they all grow and you can come along with the harvester and the tractor. So we just went through and showed, and each little board explains the process of what we do. Now some like little facts that we plant nearly 7.5 million potatoes every year. So a lot we do, but yeah, this is just one of the things that we show people when we come, and it's always quite a good visual impact to see actually the machinery and the kit involved to just grow, you know, a ton of potatoes. But as you can see, stunning morning, and yeah, just show you a few things, give you up about the cauliflowers, and a few other things that we've been getting up to on the farm. So yeah, thanks for bearing with us. Sorry it's been a few weeks since we've done one, but hopefully back in the swing of things now. All this sunflower event set up, that takes a lot of kind of admin and just setting up, so that's been taking up my time along with a few other things. So yeah, it's hopefully good to be back, and hopefully you'll enjoy the videos over the next few weeks. And also, actually, sorry, we didn't do Farm 24 last week. Again, it was just a bit hectic getting all this stuff ready. I had really good feedback, especially on Facebook and Instagram last year doing that. So I'm going to try and do that, probably a bit late, but either this week or next week, we'll go through and just show a day in the life of the farm at this time of year and what we're getting up to. So thanks for all watching, and I hope you enjoy today's video. We are weeding organic cauliflowers today. You can see these are the first ones we planted 3 weeks ago now, into absolute dust, and they were planted. They all got watered. They're looking pretty good. These are organic, no means of weed control apart from mechanically, sow or hand. Adam yesterday with this tractor passed through with the inter-row cultivators. That is cleaned up in between the rows, and the guys are here now on the Spapperi machine, which we got last year from JF Hudson, and it's a very simple machine but brilliant, very effective, and it goes through and works with two little rotors that guys are controlling. So we'll go have a look at it now, and we'll see it. That's what basically it's doing. There's two little rotors spinning around, and the guys are guiding it with hydraulic, two little levers, and they're on a hydraulic ram, and they can move those rotors in and out in between each cauliflower plant, because we're trying to weed the area between this plant and that plant now, and they're moving it in and out. You can get robotic machines that do this, but for our area of cauliflowers we grow basically 2 25 acres in acres terms, about 60 verges. It's not worth us getting the robotic machine. They're very expensive. Larger growers now, they all use them, and they're absolutely brilliant because the camera goes along, the camera picks out that plant and it goes in between. For our scale, we use this machine. This machine would roughly do that, I don't know, a hell of a lot cheaper basically. Don't actually know what the latest prices are for the new robotic machines, but I bet even for a 2-row machine it's probably looking at maybe 70,000. This, I can't remember off the top of my head what it was now. I'll put a little link up to where we got it from. James sorted out from JF Hudson. They've actually just brought out Spapperi they have got a robotic thing on it, so all very nice. So the wish list for farming machinery is never ending. You can see there, that's the ram. Hydraulically driven, and that controls these little rotors that are spinning around. And that's the end goal, is taking out these weeds here. You can see weeds have been uprooted. That weed's now going to sit on top and that will die. And the whole way across this is now dead. Little tiny few weeds you get left around the plant, but hopefully these plants are now going to start growing a bit more. We'll have then a bit more room that we can come along again with an inter-row cultivator. Plus we can also re-ridge them and put a little bit of ground, and that will cover up the cauliflower like that, and that will bury any weeds that are left around the plant. And then worst case, we'll probably come through and just literally the guys will pull out the bad weeds. There was a bigger weed growing. But the key thing is getting the collies now at this stage when they're just starting to try and grow as weed free as possible, so they have the best chance. Because you've got organic, everything's against you. It's harder for them to grow, and you also get a lot more weed pressure. But yeah, really good machine, simple but very effective. And you can get, I think you can get 2-bed, even 3-bed with these machines now. Italians seem to make a lot of the smaller vegetable machinery, which suits us. Yeah, it works well. Tiny bit of damage from pigeons. So that's why, that's a bit of pigeon there. That's why we've got all the netting out now. These all got netted a week ago, but we got some more rolls where we didn't do all this area here. You can see we've had a little bit of damage, so these will all now be covered as soon as weeding's finished, and then we're good to go for another few weeks. We'll get them off again in 2-3 weeks time. Fingers crossed some rain tomorrow to give them a little boost. These will all be picked in this autumn, so in a few months time before Christmas. Most of these varieties will wet. So also seed harvest is continuing. We are well over 3/4, 80% way there. Slowing down a bit because we've got other things going on, and with no real rush. Weather's looking very good. So, and we're down east of the island, very dusty. Hot weather coming ahead. Yeah, going well. This is what, when I say, as I always say, seed compared to when we lift for export, all of the sins are completely set. You can't rub them at all. That then means they can be stored. So all these taken in. Greens don't matter for seed. That's just where the sun's caught them. Yeah, all nice and set. And these are, yeah, nice job being harvested. But Alex cracking on well. He's in the 120. So we harvest the whole crop. But it's yeah, dry conditions, but this land down here is beautiful. It's just pure pure sand that still has a bit of body and it can grow good potatoes. You can see here, but it's very dusty. Guy's doing a cracking job, but it's just, yeah, not much we can do really. Can't really get any water down to these fields, so it's we can't lift to harvest, but there is still enough ground going up the belt that they won't be getting damaged or bruised. So it's this field, 3 more rows and it'll be done, and then they've got 1 more. That's another couple of acres in that field over there, but it's yeah, going well, and we're pleased with yields this year. Very good seed, and we'll have lots for next year. So these will all be harvested, go back to the farm in those bins, and then maybe in another video coming up soon we'll show you the tipping process and how you put them into the trays. But they're graded from those bins. We take out the big ones, keep the small ones stay in the fridge, and the bigger ones then get tipped into the wooden trays. So Alex just turning around and then coming back down the next row. Alex is in Adam's tractor. Adam's now gone home, back to Poland for the summer or rest of the year, and so is Pavel. They usually stay with us, so Alex has been learning the ropes of the harvester. Yeah, plenty. A little stone getting caught in there or something. Yeah, going well. And by next week, won't be much left at all. So we're just seeing as well when we're going to do, or 4th cut is imminent. It's been the longest actually gap between. You can see here, it's looking good though. It's nice stuff. We're going to cut this next week. It was cut clover. Clover always seems to get thicker the longer it gets into the season. I think it builds up, but yeah, it's looking nice. Nice and leafy at the moment. We'll cut this. I hopefully need to confirm the contractor early next week, and then we'll bale it. Red clover leys. We last cut on the 22nd of June, so it has been, it's only 5 weeks now. So it's our longest gap. But it went very dry. Haven't had much rain, so that's why. But it's quality should be good. It's been nice and warm. Should be good. Mow it, bale it a day later. 24-hour wilt. Should be all good. And whilst we're here, field through here that is in maize. This is Prospect, LG variety. Just starting to form the cob. It's okay. It's probably like an average crop. It's as we come in a bit, excuse the maize on me, but you can see with me it's about 7 foot, 7.5 foot, and it's just starting to form the cobs, all starting to pollinate. That's what's good. We want this, all the tassels from the top, pollinate all the corn, and then it should fill out the kernel nicely. And that's where you want it now. Bit of wind, bit of rain, so it'll do that. I'll open up the, hopefully you can see. Feels like a nice cob actually, feels nice and full. And this is actually ideal. We've had some rain a couple of weeks ago, a week or so ago when I was away, and now lots of sunshine. This cob will hopefully, the sunlight will put lots of energy and sugars, starches, and we should have a really high quality cob. That is looking promising. So Prospect is looking promising, but yeah, Prospect does seem to produce a longer, thinner, but longer cob. And if we break it in half, you can see there how many, what's it got in there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 14 little kernels. They are smaller kernels we seem to find than the Pioneers, but we'll have a look at some Pioneer if we pass the field as well. But pleased with that. That's a nice full cob. It's filled, or at the moment the kernel's going all the way to the top, which is what you want. You want this to be full. Some years you get a dry year or poor weather, the top kernels don't fill, and especially we tend to get that on, excuse all the maize. We tend to get that more on the later drilled stuff. This was drilled the 14th of May. The best stuff is the stuff we drilled first, kind of self-explanatory really, that went in, I think it was the 4th of May. That's the really tall stuff. This is not so tall, but it's a really nice, hard to see, but nice even crop, all looks healthy. But yeah, that's what we find the later you go. So I've actually got some we drill the 21st of June, so quite late, but we're waiting for the spuds to come out. That one more than likely, the cob, it probably should, the rains come at the right time, it should look okay, but we probably won't get a really good cob fill. But it's still going to be, it's still worth it for us. So we'll see, but yeah, pleased with that. We'll follow it as it starts progressing. It should, the cobs now will start filling out nicely. So also, I don't know if you can see, just about walking Ruby, but hopefully the sunlight still, it's getting dark, but the difference, this is reseeded after potatoes about, now it's only a month ago, and this has had a bit of rain to be fair, but it goes in after potatoes, there's never much moisture. So it's had about 20 mil, but it's just very dry, light soil. The grass is all there, there's a bit of canary grass, a few fat hen coming up. The grass you can see is coming through, very patchy at the moment, but it is all going, some of it's bigger than others, but it's coming up. But we come over here, underneath with these trees that must get mist, dew, hold the rain, moisture a bit more. It's like a different field of grass. And look at it here, it's so much thicker. And it just shows how we know it's a risk, we know it's not the ideal time to reseed, but in years where you do get rain, like last year, we'd be grazing this field in, we're not gonna be grazing it, but we would be grazing this field if it had more rain in about a week's time. However, we're not, we're still probably 3 weeks away. It's all the challenge of weed control. We can use grass herbicides, but they're not the best, not the strongest. And it's so hard when you get such uneven germination, knowing when to do it. Because sometimes weeds are weeds for a reason. Weeds are weeds because they always win the battle against the plant. That's why they survive, because we don't want weeds. Weeds survive because they're really good at surviving in poor conditions. This field's even drier. You can see it's just, the grass is coming up, and I say, but it's ages away. And there's patches which is, there's even less. I think there's rabbits going to this as well, but it's yeah, crazy how sometimes we can be grazing 6 weeks after broadcasting and mixing in the grass. This has now been, it's even been 5 weeks to be honest. So we had the Fent on demo and we put this in, but it's yeah, definitely I don't think we'll be grazing this till first week of September, but anyway, luckily we've got the silage leys which I was showing you a couple of weeks ago that we're still grazing. They've come back really well after that bit of rain and fertiliser we put on. So yeah, hopefully September time we'll have some nice cows grazing some lush perennial ryegrass with some white clover mixed in.